Hey guys, welcome to Barbecue with Buck. Today we're going to do a French style mushroom chicken. And first thing we're going to do is get our butter melted down. You want to make sure the heat is not up too high because we are going to use salted butter for flavor. And also when we put our vegetables in, we don't want them to brown, we just want them to soften a little bit. So we'll go ahead, we've got a stick and a half of butter. Go ahead and move that around our skillet and let it start melting down. Alright, now that our butter's melted down, we're going to go ahead and add our vegetables. I've got a couple shallots that I just cut in half because I'm going to pull those out. My kids don't really like to eat them. And then I have some baby bella mushrooms. You can use shiitake or whatever kind you like. Just make sure that we've got our temperature down because we don't want to brown these up like we're sauteing. We want them to keep a little bit of their form. We just want them to cook down. We don't want them to get mushy on us. Alright. Now we've got everything in here good and coated. We're going to go ahead and season our chicken a little bit. Later on we're going to add lemon juice to it. Right now we're going to add salt and pepper. We're just going to put it in here enough to soak up some of the juices. And then we'll be pulling it back out and putting it on the smoker until it's almost completely finished. Then we'll be adding the sauce to the chicken and letting it go back on the grill to finish up. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get a little bit of ground pepper here. Just kind of season it up to however your taste is. Get a pinch of salt, and I am using a mixture of flake salt and regular sea salt. Get that covered up. And at this time, I'm only going to season the one side because when I pull it back out to go on the grill, I'm going to re-season it with another type of rub. So we'll do about half of these at one go. And now what we want to do is we want to coat these really well inside of our butter and our mushroom and onion. Turn our heat up just a little bit. So get that chicken coated in all of that butter. Once it's good and coated, we're going to just pull it right back out. Make sure that your vegetables stay in the pan. We're going to throw them in here. Let them cook. This is a non-stick pan that we're going to put on the grill. Okay, now that I've got everything good and coated in that butter, I'm going to pull all my chicken out, add it in with the rest of the chicken. This is a non-stick pan, but that butter will help us from sticking. It'll also give us a little bit of flavor of that onion and mushroom with the chicken. We want to get all of these put in here. Make sure your vegetables stay in the pan. Alright, now that I have all my chicken in the pan, I'm going to go ahead and re-season it with a spicy chicken rub. And I just want to do a light coat. I don't want to change the flavor of my stew when I'm done. So just a light coat over that. And just as it is, I'll slice up a half a stick of butter, put it in there with it, and we'll put it on the grill until we get to 155, and then we'll be pulling it back off. Alright guys, now that we've got our chicken almost done on the grill, we want to go ahead and make our sauce. We've let it warm back up, just to where it's almost ready to start boiling. We're going to add 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. I prefer to put it in the sauce as opposed to the chicken because I think the flavor comes through better. The next thing we're going to add is 2 cups of chicken stock. I did 1 cup of mushroom, 1 cup of chicken. You can also do 1 cup of broth and 1 cup of white wine if you prefer it. We're going to continue to let that heat up. Our goal is to bring this back to a boil, and then we'll be turning our heat down and adding cream. Alright, now that we're starting to get light bubbles in our broth, we're going to go ahead and cut that heat back to a simmer. And we're going to add 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. We're going to let that cook on low. And while that's cooking on low, we're going to taste it as we go and salt and pepper for season. Then we'll turn the heat all the way back and let it thicken up before we add it to the chicken. Alright guys, we're back inside. We've got our chicken at 155. I've let it rest for about 10 minutes. We've let our sauce thicken up. We're going to go ahead, it's pretty cool now. Pour our sauce in over it. Let that cover the top really well. And on top of that, we're going to sprinkle a little bit of Italian parsley, a little bit of a garnish, and a little bit of smell and a little bit of flavor. And once you get this dish done, you have the option to let it sit and reheat it up, or you can eat it right away. It's up to you. It is a dish that you can cook in advance and serve up later. Right there is our finished product.